Sandra! Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is supposed to be education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my own asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit that great big subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon so you get notified of every time I go live right now, post a new video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form. I just want to give this channel some like love. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. In today's video, we're going to be discussing an asexuality myth and busting through it, which is those types of people, in other words, asexuals, don't go on dating sites. This is what I got told by a traditional heterosexual woman. All will be revealed in a few moments. First of all, if you didn't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives 47 Asexual Stories book. And it's all about busting through myths and stereotypes of asexuality. So it's very, very good for this episode. If you want to grab a copy of that, the link is down below in the description. I'm also the author of this fibromyalgia self-help handbook. So the link to that is also below in the description. Hello, JM. Nice to see you. Lots of love. Thanks for being here. So, for those of you who don't know or who are new to this channel, I have decided to do Facebook dating. So I am asexual. I found out as asexual in 2014. Asexuality, in case you don't know what that is, if you're not asexual and you've come strolling on this channel by accident, then basically asexuality is a sexual orientation that's a lack of sexual attraction. In essence, that means that I don't get the need, urge, or want for partnered sexual intercourse. I don't look at a guy and think I want sex with him. In my case, I look at a guy and think I want a romantic relationship. So it's just kissing, cuddling, holding hands. Thank you for the thumbs up. Lots of love to you. So this makes getting a relationship very difficult because I love my single life, so I really do adore it. I've got lots going on, but there's always something like there that I say that I've got a soulmate. And now with me, I like younger guys and I like Indian guys particularly, and especially foreign guys. I love coloured skin. I think it's very beautiful. And I seem to have a really good, strong connection with Indian guys that come into my life, really good spiritual connection. And just I seem to get on well with them. I've got a couple of online Indian friends, guy friends, one who is into guys, the other one who isn't asexual, but he's still nice to me, right? So anyway, I'm looking for options. And hi, Sam, lots of love to you, my best friend. Nice to see you. And so, you know, I decided to expand my options because I've been on asexual dating sites now for over 6.5 years. I joined asexual dating sites about April time, I think it was 2014. Certainly wasn't later than July 2014. So I joined asexualistic.com, ace-book.net, and you know, I've been on those dating sites now for over 6 years. And I always believe if something's not working, then you try other things, right? So I'm still on those dating sites, right? I'm still hopeful that maybe one day an asexual guy will turn up that's suitable for me because I'm only into guys. But after a while, you do need to look elsewhere. You know, you need to broaden your horizons, see what else is out there. If there's any way there's going to be an asexual mixed with a lot of sexuals, because a lot of people don't realize they're asexual. You know, we're 1% of, well, a recorded 1% of the population, which means, you know, that's 1 in every 100 people you meet. Now, Facebook obviously has thousands of people on it all the time. And so I thought, well, I will give Facebook dating a go. It came up as an part of an app, you know, in the Facebook. It came up as, it's like on Facebook on my phone. I can't get it on my iPad, so it's just on my phone. And if you didn't know what it looks like, it's like a little heart. I'm gonna take my dressing gown off because I'm getting really hot. And I got Eeyore on tonight. Look at this, people, so cute. I always stream in my pajamas most of the time. So there's like a little in the icon I can show you because I've been through all my matches recently. So it's like, so you can't see anyone. It's like a little heart at the top, but it comes up on a phone, but it doesn't come up on actual so it comes up like dating there. So if you see the heart there, it comes up on dating there. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, see the little heart which says dating. So it comes up that and you click through it, right? And because, you know, Facebook has thousands of people on it, 1% of the population are asexual, right? So there should be 1 in every 100 people you meet is asexual, right? So obviously there should be asexuals on Facebook dating. Now, I know there are asexuals on Facebook dating because since I've been putting videos out about it and written it on my personal profile, I know at least a couple of people that are actually trying Facebook dating out that are asexual. That in my one's in one of my asexual dating groups, and another one is I don't think I'm connected to him as a friend on Facebook, and then the other, but he watches his channel. Hello, Rob's his name, and then there's another guy who's Jamie. I know 2 Jamies. It's not one but the other, which will make no sense to you whatsoever. So yeah, and both of those Jamies happen to be asexual as well. But one of them I you know, I know more about what's happening in their life recently than the other one. So yeah, so it's very, very interesting. You know, and so I thought I'd give it a go. And I'm not having much luck, as you can imagine. A lot of the people on there, like, I literally write down, you know, in the beginning of my description now, but I am no sex, right? Because I'm fed up of actually trying to tell people that I don't want a sexual relationship, right? And I thought I'd literally spell it out, but it's still not working. So I have to tell you, my screen turns red when I put my phone up to it. I don't know why, but this, when it interacts with a Mac, it makes all the screen really weird. But you can clearly see there, can't you? Don't like sex, looking for a serious no sex relationship with a younger guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had to spell it out, and still, you know, it just doesn't work. Can you see I'm illuminated now? It just doesn't work. You know, they take no notice of it. I keep getting guys that are looking for casual relationships. I keep getting guys that completely ignore it. I had one guy today, and he was like, "Oh, I thought when I saw your bio, it meant we would take our time to work up to that." It's like, what on earth does, like, no sex ever mean? It means no sex ever. So anyway, I'm in a dating group that, again, is not an asexual dating group. I'm in asexual dating groups as well. I run 3 with Sam, and who's Space Ace, in case you didn't know, in the chat. And thank you to them so much for the help with that. And so I'm in other asexual dating groups as well. Haven't had any look at finding my asexual soulmate in any of those. So I've gone in some over months. Over the months, I've gone in quite a few months now. I've gone into dating groups that aren't for asexuals. No, they're not set up for asexuals. They're more traditional ones. But one is an entrepreneur dating group, right? So they're a bit more like open, some of them, to, like, you know, like hearing that I'm asexual. Some of them are, you know, and they do a lot of personal professional development. They're entrepreneurs, coaches, all that lot. So I thought it's possible that I might get someone who's a bit more consciously aware of themselves and actually find asexuals in there. Now, to be fair, I think I found 2 asexuals in there a long, long time ago. One was a woman, so obviously that's no good. And the other guy, he was on the more sexual end of the asexual spectrum. I think he did have sex or didn't mind having sex despite the fact he's asexual. And he wasn't my type anyway. So that was interesting. But I decided to post in there and say that because I haven't done it for a while, to say that you know, that I've had, you know, basically I've been on dating. Like, so this is what I put. So I put this just so you can see. The proof is in the pudding. I always like to show you these screenshots just to, like, so you can see that I'm definitely saying it. So it's a very interesting experience. This is what I wrote. When you are asexual in sexual orientation and you have signed up to Facebook dating, and when you get to the point where you are shouting you don't want sex and you want a sex-free forever monogamous relationship, and still guys don't take you seriously. And so, you know, and so I've got quite a few comments to this. So one person says it seems to be 90%, because I wanted to know how they were getting on with the Facebook dating. So it's very interesting. So one person says it seems, because obviously these are predominantly sexuals that are saying. So I thought it's good to see the contrast between asexual perspective and a sexual perspective to see if there's any difference, basically. And so this person said it seems to be 90% fraudulent profiles, guys with 2 first names, or age doesn't match pics, too good looking, and all the other fraudulent things one sees on free dating sites. I have to say that I met a guy that was from Hong Kong that said he was living in London. He had a completely different name that he told me in chat to what he said on his profile, and a completely different location because he was in Birmingham. So he goes, "Oh, hi, my name's Baron," and he had said like Chris or something on his profile. Christy, he said on his profile. Christy said on his profile. Male he identified as, I think. But Christy, it said, well, I said I'm just looking for a guy. So anyway, this is getting to the point. The next post is getting to the point of this video, right? The stereotypes, which I absolutely hate people putting on asexuals. Right, this person said, I don't really understand why you would look in that venue for that situation. What you are looking for are not the kind of people who go on dating sites. Now, I absolutely hate that because I think it's very, very disgusting that they're kind of stereotyping the fact that asexuals, those type of people, are not on dating sites. Because I know for a fact, like I said, there's 2 people I know, 2 asexuals that are giving Facebook dating a try. You know, and actually, I think there's another one of my friends that said they tried it and they weren't having any luck as well. And these are all asexuals, so there are asexuals on there. I know they're on there. They're telling me they're on there. I believe they're on there. You know, and so it really, really does infuriate me and annoy me when people just stereotype. To me, it's like instead of being ageist or racist, it's like you're acist. Do you know what I mean? Because you're just like trying to discriminate against like people saying, oh, we're never those type of people. It's very, very stereotyping, isn't it? You know, and I said, well, that's not actually true. I've been on because she didn't say what type of dating sites. Because she said what you are looking for are not the kind of people who go on dating sites. Sam, I was on loads of dating sites before I found my partner. Exactly, Sam. Exactly. And thank you for telling everyone that as well, because it is true. It's really annoying when they're so like, you know, those kind of people. You know what I mean? It's like we're not aliens, although we feel like it sometimes, I tell you. So I put, well, that's not actually true. I've been on asexual dating sites since 2014 and not found the right asexual guy for me yet. Some of my asexual friends are on traditional dating sites and even giving Facebook dating a go too. And many people don't know they are asexual, but still go on traditional dating sites, especially if they strongly desire a romantic relationship. Dating with any sexual orientation is a numbers game to find the right person for a relationship. And with asexuals being recorded 1% of the population and thousands of people being on Facebook, it's highly probable there will be asexual guys on there other than my friends who are not suitable for me and other genders. I am only into guys. I also run 3 asexual dating groups, just none have the right guy for me so far. Neither do the other asexual dating groups I'm in. And a few heterosexual guys can be in a forever relationship without sex, as I know of 3 who are. So, you know, it just really annoys me that they stereotype that asexuals aren't the type of people to be on dating sites. I mean, where do they think we go to get relationships? Unless, you know, obviously there is asexual dating sites, but there's not many of them. And a lot of asexuals don't even know that they are asexual. So, you know, if they strongly want a romantic relationship, they'll go on different sites trying to find someone. You know, it is hard. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's very difficult when you're trying to find the right person. With me, I have such niche needs. I'm not sure if I'm going to meet the right guy. I think I will eventually. But you know what I mean? It's very difficult. Very difficult, you know. But so long as I'm happy in life, got good friends, that's the main thing, you know. That's really important to me. Is to be happy, healthy, and to live a good life, you know. regardless of what happens, I need to be happy. That's the most important thing. And so, I try my best to find an asexual guy. There must be some asexual Indian guys in the UK that don't want sex, don't want marriage, and don't want kids. I don't believe there's not. I'll probably have to put an ad out in like a big London newspaper one day. Don't worry, I'm being serious actually. Several years later, if I'm still looking, I'll be like, oh, let me just put this advert out there, like billboard poster. Oh dear, it'll be probably my asexual love stories. Everyone else has found love but me. Find me my love. Find me my long lost love from another life. That would be very good. It would be good marketing, wouldn't it? I might try that one. But yeah. But in all seriousness, it would be nice to find the right guy for a relationship. Maybe I'm going to end up with one of those people that's forever on their own in a single state. But I know I've got a soulmate. I can see him. I know I've got an Indian soulmate. I don't not believe that for a second that I haven't. So let's hope he shows up one day, but yeah, so I just wanted to let you know, because I was a bit like taken aback, like, oh, not again, those types of people. And that's the problem. This is why we need more asexual awareness, and I can't wait for the Asexual Guide to Sex book to be finished. The final interviewee story, the person's going to be looking through their final copy of it in the coming days. Just one that should be the final one going in the book. They're just going to double check it all through again, so there'll just be my own personal story to finish, and the rest of the book that's got the content from me in it, because I saved mine purposely to last to make sure that I cover anything that's very important in the book that other people haven't really paid much attention to or missed out. As with the Asexual Guide to Sex, obviously people's lives are at stake. Sex, I'm an asexual that has had sex before, and it's a very, there's a lot of safety stuff that you need to take into consideration, emotionally, mentally, physically. People don't really talk about all this stuff. In the book, it talks about the emotional, preparing emotionally, mentally, and physically for sex. And, there's a lot of books that don't talk about the mindset and kind of the more emotional side of it, and I think obviously there's a lot of big safety issues as well, with sexually transmitted disease and stuff. And that's why it's very important I get this book right. Like, I've taken, since June 2019, we're now in the beginning of December 2020 when I'm recording this live. And, I haven't, done much of my part of the story yet. I've made sure I've got everyone else's, up to speed, edited with the interviewees. They spent months upon months with me. Many of them have spent over 6 months with me. There's quite a lot of them have the person at the moment. Theirs has been they started with me in June last year. So we haven't been working out every single day or even every single month necessarily with some interviewees. Others I have spent over 6 months, actually backwards and forwards emailing, and some 3 months, But it's important to get stuff like that right. And this is why it's so important to get this book out, because I do get fed up with the fact that people are just so unaware of asexuality. You wouldn't find those types of people on dating sites. Where else do you think the asexuals are going to go to try and find someone for a partner? Where do they think? Do you know what I mean? Do they just think we pluck people out of thin air or something? It's just ridiculous. We deserve a relationship just as much as anyone else if we want one and if we seek one. And the fact that it's we shouldn't be on there because why would we want to be when we don't want sex? It's a very bad thing, and I really want asexuality to be recognised a lot more for what it truly is, that it's real people having and wanting real relationships, a lot of them. And obviously some don't want relationships at all. That's understandable, especially ones that don't experience romantic attraction at all, but there are still a large proportion of asexuals that are looking for a relationship. And where else are they going to go? They can try asexual dating sites. And my friend Rob, hello Rob, which is his channel, he says, he's trying other things now, because when you go on asexual dating sites, you kind of exhaust the amount of people on there. It's the same people that come up time and time and time again a lot of the time for your matches. And you just feel like you're bashing your head against the brick wall, and you feel like, you've got to expand and do something different. I remember my asexual journey has been such a long journey. And I remember back in like several years ago, was like, said I had this guy in one of my asexual groups and he was going to go on speed dating. I'm like, well, why are you doing that if you're asexual? And now I feel really bad that I said that, actually. So sorry to him. And this is how I've evolved as a person as well, because I was kind of like, well, why are you doing that? Because obviously they're all going to want sex. And I kind of still understand why I said that, because it's predominantly true. And I think people on Facebook dating predominantly want sex, so but I understand that you've got to try different things. If something's not working, you can't just stay doing the same thing over and over again, because that's like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again, and so you've just got to try something different. And so, that's why I'm taking the plunge. But, Facebook dating is like a bit dreary if you're trying to find a serious committed relationship, because they're just usually all after non-committal casual relationships. Some of them are students, they're not even over here permanently. Some are here to pass the time. By the look of it, they're just bored during the lockdown, which has just been released in the UK, in England. And it's just like, it's very difficult. But the sexual people are actually having a problem in that and with it as well. So I'll carry on saying like some of the other people, because it's very interesting, I think. So this person said, who isn't asexual in this group, Facebook dating is disastrous for sexual people. Imagine for asexual people. And they were laughing, but I can see the humor in that. I just put a care emoji rather than a laughing humor though. But I put that most want non-committal casual relationships. But there was a guy who liked me who just wanted someone to cuddle him and his dog. Let's hope he means the real animal kind, and that's not the name for his anatomy. Laugh out loud. Because, some guys call their bit down below their dog. Do you know what I mean? So just because they said that doesn't mean to say. And then this woman replied, when he said cuddle, that is the cue. Exactly. So it probably means sex. And she said that was a good one, what I said. And then I said I always prefer kissing to cuddling anyway. So you've got to understand that, sexuals do talk a foreign language a lot of the time, and they call their bit down below anatomy names usually. That's something I need to put in the Asexual Guide to Sex book. That quite a lot of guys I've come across, they named their bit. I know for any sex repulsed asexuals right now, you're probably switched off. But it's important to know this if you're dating. Do you know what I mean? Because someone could put in their profile, meet me and Johnny or something, or Percy or Billy or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? And they're usually referring to their anatomy. And so it's important if you're asexual to know these things. Like, you might think that they say, oh, I've got a fluffy something at home, and you might actually think it's a cat, but it's not. They're talking about their bit. Do you know what I mean? So it's important that you actually establish what they're actually talking about. I came across a guy on the Facebook dating, and the picture was of a dog's bum. And I'm like, oh my Lord. But he actually did have a dog by the look of it. But anyway, this other person said about Facebook dating, who's not asexual. She said, I spoke to 2 guys today. One was a narcissistic butthole, and the other one got mad because I wasn't able to speak to him on the phone. Not going well for me. And then this other person says, I hear you. I've been out of dating sites for some time already. Too many idiots out there. I just got tired. I'm back to the grocery store meeting mode. And I put, yeah, there are definitely a lot of not so nice guys out there. And I agree, a lot of idiots. No wonder many women are better off single these days. And I honestly believe that. The more you go into it, the more you just think, is it a waste of time, energy and effort? You know what I mean? And this person, when she said that there's a lot of fraudulent profiles, I did say that there was a guy who said he was 24 in his profile. He video chatted briefly with me, this is true, and clearly wasn't 24. And he said he was 26 or 27. He can't even remember, laugh out loud. I think he looked older than that. I said I had to get back to work, which was true, as I was doing some computer work and showed him, then ended the call nicely and later blocked him. I also had a guy who said he was from Hong Kong. Then he said he lived in Birmingham, and his profile said London and a completely different name to what he told me. This was a guy that was Christy, and he told me on his profile and told me his name was Baron. But we have to wade through the rubbish to get to the one or two that just might be genuine. So, that's what I think. Sometimes you have to wade through all the idiots to get the right one. And Sam found their partner. Well, I found Sam their partner through a dating site, an asexual dating site, actually. So that was good. Yeah, wade through lots of crap and find someone special. Yeah, honestly, it's like crap though, isn't it? It's like this oil, this sticky oil, and all this crappy oil's trying to, like, excuse my language, like, stick to you, and you're like trying to brush past it and like go pull it apart like He-Man or something. Yeah, and they are worth more than all the gold in Fort Knox. Oh, Sam. Yeah, Sam's found their life partner. They're so cute together. I really like them as a couple together. So yeah, so it does give out how, three asexuals, Sam being one of them's got a partner, Ralph's a friend, they got their partner, and John have got their wife, asexual wife. So there are people who could meet their asexual partner. For me, I'm guessing, like, I do believe there's an asexual Indian guy out there for me, right? But it's just hard, and I'm thinking unless he's actually heterosexual but not really bothered about having sex, I don't know. I just, like, sometimes I think, should I just give up? And then I'm like, well, if you give up, then you'll never find him, Sandra. And you've kind of got a real drive to find this guy in your life, and kind of like, I think it's a part of who I am. My life, how's things going with you? Lots of love. Nice to see you here. So yeah, so sometimes I just feel like, should I just give up and just forget about it for a while? Because obviously there's other things in life than meeting the right one. But then I think, well, I think this guy's searching for me. So, or he wants me and he doesn't know where the hell I am, so I need to go and find him, Oh, dearie me. My life, I'm okay-ish. I have a new partner. Wow. But they're in another state. Oh, so it didn't go too well after all with your other person. I'm sorry to hear that. I was a bit concerned because I hadn't heard from you for a while, and I wasn't sure if you were still with your guy. Because I hadn't heard from you for a while, but obviously you've got someone else now. Yeah. I was wondering about that. I thought it was strange. And I was wondering if you're okay. Yeah. But, if it wasn't right, then I'm glad that you are not with that person if they weren't right for you. Do you know what I mean? Because, there are other people out there. But my partner is asexual too. She's also into the same things as me, which is Wiccan. Oh, that's good. And you've got a she instead. That's good. I'm glad you found someone asexual. I was a little bit concerned that the other person wasn't asexual. I was a little bit concerned about that for you, and also some other things, which I won't say, but I was a little bit concerned about things for you. She's a she, they. Sorry. Oh, yeah, because you just said she. So I didn't know she/they. Okay. It's ironic because I go by he, they. Oh, bless. It sounds good, my life. You sound more relaxed. Yeah. I'm really pleased for you. I'm really pleased. I'm glad you found someone else who probably would be more suitable by the sound of it for you. Yeah, the thing is, it's difficult when you're with someone who's not asexual because they can start putting pressure on you to do certain things or want certain things that's just, that's thanks for the hug, that's just not good. That's why I really prefer to be with an asexual guy. I think, to be honest, I trust an asexual guy far more than I would a sexual guy, to be honest. I just, I really feel I need an asexual guy. Sam, that's fab, my life. All the best to you and your partner. Oh, your ex left for a different reason. Right, okay. Well, I'm just glad that you're okay. Whatever the reason was, I'm glad that you are okay. Yeah, I'm glad you're okay anyway. Yeah. It's good though as well that you said they left for a different reason, not for the sexual reason. Because some people, there are some people that come and chat here that are with asexuals and they're not asexual themselves. So it's difficult, I think. But I do think it's better if you can find an asexual person, because I just think they understand you more usually, and they're more on your wavelength. I automatically trust asexual guys, usually the majority of them, more than sexual guys. Usually depends where they fall on the asexual spectrum. I mean, I come across quite a lot of guys that are on the more sexual end of the asexual spectrum, and I find that I feel personally they're less trustworthy, because some of them are actually, like, I understand that some asexuals don't mind having sex. I totally appreciate that. But if I come across a guy that's interested in me on the more sexual end of the spectrum and they're like, oh, I wouldn't mind trying sex, then I think, well, that's not really going to work out between me and them when I'm sex repulsed asexual, is it? And then it's like, well, if you find someone else you're more interested in, you're probably going to end up being with them. And then it's like, what's the difference between you and a sexual guy then? Because you both want sex at the end of the day. My life, yeah. And she's okay with poly relationship if either of us end up finding a second person we click with. Right, okay. Mm. Yeah, I mean, if you both like poly, then you've got to make sure there's someone else compatible with poly, haven't you? So that's good. Yeah, it's very important. Like, I'm fiercely monogamous, so I need to find someone who is monogamous. But if you're poly, you need to find someone suitable for you like that. Otherwise, like for me, if I was with a poly, well, I wouldn't never be with a poly person. Do you know what I mean? But it would be heartbreaking, because I would feel like I wasn't enough for them and they should just be with me. But for someone who wants a poly relationship, you'd probably feel trapped with just someone who just wants a monogamous relationship, because you want the freedom of being with more people, if you know what I mean, and be able to have that. So it's different mindset and feeling, I think, and both need to be respected. But you're valid. Thanks for that. Yeah. So you're valid too. So I think it's really. I'm glad that you found someone. You seem more relaxed when you're talking in the chat. You're more relaxed, which is really good. Yeah. So I think that's good. I got a flower. So cute. Thank you. Also love to you. Yeah, so I love flowers. I like romantic stuff. Oh, flowers. Obviously I like guys, not women, but I prefer cis guys, but I do like flowers. It's great that you are both on the same page with things. Yeah, it's really important. It's like, I really want a monogamous guy. I feel that asexual guys are more, there's going to be more asexual guys that are more likely to be like wanting a monogamous relationship than sexuals. Although there are quite a lot of asexual guys that do come across that are polyamorous as well, especially on places like ASAP. But ASAP has got very scammy lately, so I don't go on there much anymore. So it's just like, I think it takes quite a while to find the right person, and you don't know if you're with the wrong person sometimes until you've tried it, if you know what I mean. My life, I'm getting a laptop soon to start my art, film, writing, and music careers and boost my YouTube channel. Oh, that's good. Art, film, writing, and music careers. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And thanks for following my other channel as well, because I know you're following my new channel as well, my Make Money, Make Cash, which is good. I've been trying to still set up stuff for that. I've got a Facebook page for that now and a Twitter account. Yeah, good luck with that, my life. It's good. It's good that you've got everything together and you're doing really well. How's your job going? Because you did have a job as well, didn't you? You started. Is that going good? I think it's really important that when you are looking for a relationship, you very much specify at the beginning what you're after. I've talked a lot about this on this channel before, so when I'm talking, straight up front about dating, when I'm looking for a relationship, I'm very clear about what I want, and the reason I do this is to save a lot of time, energy, and effort, heartache, and pain down the line. Because for me, I tell a guy, especially like foreign guys, especially Indian guys, that, you know, I'm looking for a serious committed relationship. I tell them in private, I'm looking for my soulmate, and that just puts off any guys that aren't the right guy for me, because they'll be like, oh my god, she's really serious, she wants someone serious, I don't want this, and they'll be off. So I do it on purpose. My life, I had to leave the job, but I'm searching for a new one. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. That you're searching for a new one. You should get something better. So yeah, it's, you know, I think when you're like, you know, when you're searching, I think you just got to be upfront about what you want. Like years ago, I wasn't upfront because I was so scared, like, oh, no one's gonna like me. This is when I was insecure and lacked self-love. No one's gonna like me, and oh, I can't say how I really am, because if I do that, I won't get any people after me, and blah blah blah. And it's kind of like there's a lot of negative self-talk that you can give yourself. But nowadays, probably because I am a little bit more older in birth certificate age, but younger in every other way. And sometimes I think I'm too young to be in a relationship, because I can go out clubbing and just kiss whatever guys I want with less hassle, to be quite frank with you. And then, you know, it's kind of like I don't really care anymore. And because I've got a lot more self-love, so it's like I just state exact, and I'm used to being rejected now. Like years ago, I couldn't be out of a relationship. I had to be in a relationship constantly. I didn't want to be on my own. Now I've got so used to being on my own. It's kind of like a fight to actually be in a relationship, I think. And it would take a lot of getting used to, I think. And I'm so used to my own company and used to my own way of life that I would have to have a guy who fitted in with my lifestyle, which is quite difficult. I think it's going to be done though. There's going to be a quirky guy out there somewhere for me who's asexual and Indian, 23 preferably. And if you're watching, please contact me. And gotta plug these things. And so, you know, I think you just have to be upfront. So I don't, you know, I know that I'll repel all the wrong guys to me, and the right one will come up eventually, you know, because guys who are not serious, when you talk about a serious relationship, they'll get so scared they'll run a mile. And if you talk about soulmate and that you've always meant to be with this person, you know it and you love them, this is what the type of stuff I say, they're like, oh, sugar, my God, I'm not him, you know, and they'll go, because if they know they're not that person, they'll run a mile, because they're like, I don't want to get serious with this girl. I don't know who she is. Why is she going on about a soulmate? You know, oh my God, I don't even believe in that. And off they go. My life, I was losing hope job wise. And when I saw your videos, I felt better and realised anything is possible. Sending love and support. Oh, thank you, my life. That's good. I'm glad you know anything's possible. I'm glad you felt better. Yes, because you know my other make money, make cash video is made redundant. I've been made redundant 3 times in my life now, actually. 3 times. So yeah, anything is possible. And so yeah, I believe that, you know, everything happens for a reason as well. I do believe that. I really do believe that. Oh, I love the love and support. Thank you. You know, and so I think, you know, with me personally, one day I would absolutely love an Indian guy to be here in a relationship with me, actually by my side. And actually, I need a guy who's quite happy to be seen public with me as well. The fact I'm asexual, you know, and I'm very public about being asexual. I know that a lot of guys are not going to be keen on that idea, but at the end of the day, it is a huge part of my life. I'm not going to hide it. You know, I don't expect him to be on this channel all the time. It would be nice if one day I sat beside me. It's like, I did really exist. Sandra wasn't this crazy mad girl that you thought she was for years, but maybe she was because she's just lovely like that. But you know what I mean? Like, he might be older though. I guess he could be an older Indian guy. I think he's young in his 20s, but he could be older. Who knows? But you know, or by the time you see him, he might be a lot older. My life, I started to slowly release my dragon species. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. I'm glad that you're I think you're like shedding your layers of old skin and getting a new one now, my life, which is always good to do. It's always good to do. No, I think in life you've just got to stay positive as much as possible and actually stick up for yourself in life as well. And if someone's or some situation's not good for you, then I think it's good to have a voice and air that voice, because in the past I didn't always do that. I used to live in fear more, and I didn't used to speak out, fear of loss. So now I'm braver, I think, overall. Like, I don't care so much if I lose, because I'm not really losing. if you know what I mean. My life. I also have plans for a few films where an asexual is the main character. Well, this is good because you're actually asexual, and I know a guy who was writing an asexual play, but he wasn't asexual. And he was on Facebook, done a page about his film or play. I think it was. I think it was writing it. He asked me to help him, which I wouldn't do for free. I wouldn't do it. He wanted me to write it for him. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that for free. And I actually found him on another YouTube channel being bad about asexuality. Clearly, he doesn't like asexuality. He doesn't understand it. He's just doing it for profit. I was absolutely disgusted. His page is still up on Facebook as well. But I found him in comments on another channel, and he was being nasty about asexuals in the comments. And I thought, how disgusting are you? You just people never see these things though. Like, I always end up seeing people for who they truly are. They reveal themselves to me. I see things that other people never see. I find things that other people don't find. And I see people for who they truly are. And most people don't see these things. It's almost like I'm in a secret world or something. I'm able to see things that no one else can see, or barely any people can see. It's very strange. Very strange. And I did actually find this guy. He summed up, karma will kill him. You summed up 2020. Oh, bless you. What? Where we can see things that we not see things in 2020 that most other people can't see. I mean, yes, there's loads of conspiracy theories, isn't there, about what's happening at the moment and about things being orchestrated in the world for profit. And that's what it's all about, really. Be sad if it really is all about that, won't it? When all the people are not with us anymore. Very, very sad. But yes, I'm not going to go into loads of conspiracy theories because I don't think it's right. I want to keep this channel as positive as possible because people are showing their true colours. Yeah, I think with the world at the moment, it's very crazy. People are going crazy. The world's quite crazy, and all I do is just try to maintain with my best friends in a crazy world, and we have to just stay centered and focused on our own life a lot of the time because we can't control the outer world. We can only control our inner world. So we have to focus on our own self, our inner peace, and what's happening directly with us and our best friends and, those closest to us that we love implicitly and care about enormously. And, and we have to just focus on what we can affect and change, not what we can't, because there's so many different theories going around. No one knows the actual truth apart from the people themselves that created or didn't create or whatever this thing. And so at the end of the day, there's so many different news stories. 2020 has been a mixed bag. I'm focusing on the good parts. Exactly, Sam. And at the end of the day, we're still here on this channel. Everyone that's in chat still, I'm glad that calls for aliens to beam me up. Oh, bless you. Bless you. My life, we're still here, aren't we? Sending you lots of love. Me and Sam are still here, JM, was it earlier, still here? So we have to be thankful and grateful we're still alive. It's very surreal, I think, the world at the moment. It's very surreal. There are more people on Facebook dating than ever before. If you are looking to get a relationship, I do believe now is the time to try and look online because there's more people online than ever before. And for people like me who haven't got a partner, I think you should be looking more online because I think there are going to be some people that are usually busy with working. They're going to be good guys, for example, that are genuine, that usually work a lot of hours, but because they've been furloughed or they're reduced hours at work or maybe they lost their job, they'll be online because they'll be thinking, I want to get this part of my life sorted out now, a relationship, which I haven't thought about much before because I've been so busy working or doing other stuff. So there are going to be more quality guys as well as those more rubbish guys come the way because there's going to be more people online, full stop, So I still think if you're looking for an asexual dating relationship scenario and you haven't got that person yet, then I still think it's very valid for you to do more searching now online because I think you've got a much more bigger chance of finding someone because there's more people online than ever before. But, all we can do is stay strong and, it's kind of surreal. The whole thing is very surreal, I think. I just think I always think, like, in my mind, the world's gone crazy, that's it. And that's basically my statement all the time. I come back from the supermarket sometimes going, the world's gone crazy, and just like my life, that's what I did. What, say the world's gone crazy? And this is all we looked for someone online for a relationship, because obviously there's more online than ever before. Is that what you did? I don't know what you mean, or did you do both? But the world is crazy right now. It's very surreal. It's very like unbelievable a lot of the time. This is like something, it's like we're living in a movie or something, and it's like, is this a real thing? But yes, it is, because it affects real lives. People have lost loved ones, and so it's all very surreal. It's very strange. It does feel like you're in a movie, like, of real life. It's very weird. But at the end of the day, you can't focus on that. You just have to focus what you can change and what you can move forward in your life, because if you focus on stuff you can't do anything about, then you're going to feel loss and out of control, and a sense of disaster and a sense of misery and pain. So you've just got to focus on your inner world, your inner circle of friends. You find out who your true friends are as well, like how loyal they are to you. I'm thankful that all my 3 best friends are very loyal to me. My life, go online to find someone, that's what they did. Sam, I only go out to see my partner mostly, and you in a few weeks. Yay! Sam's coming to see me! Not that I'm very excited. I'm very excited. My housemates have probably woken up now, actually. Whoops. Other than that, I'm just leaving the world to get on with itself. Exactly. You've kind of got to let it just get on with itself, and evolution of this type take place. Unfortunately, it's what's going to happen. It's strange because it's all going online. I mean, obviously, thousands of people are losing their jobs, especially in the UK. They're just dropping, just thousands going overnight, people losing their jobs. My life, my partner is in Calais. I'm in New York. We met via IG account, Instagram account. Some accounts act as LGBT plus mini dating sites. The account owner posts the info and stuff, and you get to see who's interested. Oh, that's good. That's interesting. Me and my partner clicked, and we did video call the next day. Oh, that's good. I'm really glad. You sound a lot more happier and relaxed. I'm really glad. You got a lot and like peaceful air about you. I can feel it. So that's really good. I'm really pleased. I love hearing love stories from asexuals, particularly, because I love love. Like I've said it before, like a lot of people are like, oh, they're so jealous of other people. I'm not. I'm like, wow, I'm so excited for you. Yes, like Sam said, that's fabulous. I'm so excited because it gives everyone hope, It's like, wow. Oh, thanks for the hug. I love the flower. It gives people hope, and it's just really, really beautiful, I mean, I have got an Indian guy friend. You're a big romantic. Oh, that's so sweet. I've got an Indian guy friend, right? And when he first came on Facebook, he's not asexual, but I met him through another friend who's asexual. Well, I kind of met him through another friend. He's friends with someone I'm friends with who is asexual, part of LGBT plus community, and does a lot of work with them. And this guy, when he first started talking to me, straight away he goes, I can move to live with you or near you. Now, this was a red flag, obviously, and I'm like, oh my God, should I even be talking to this guy? Because, when guys say stuff like that, it's full on. It's like, clearly, this guy's a bit insane. And why am I even, like, bothering with this guy? And I did think, should I, like, not be friends with him, block him, or should I do anything, right? But as I decided to keep him as a friend, and as time went by, I noticed how much he supports LGBT plus QIA people, despite not being asexual. And he's always sharing those posts to his profile all the time. And over the time I got to know him, I know he speaks to a lot of women. I do know that about him. But over the time, he seems to be a really nice guy. And really lately, he's been there for me in private message. He's even done quite a bit of video chatting and like show me where he works and all sorts of stuff. It's so sweet. I have to remember he's not asexual. He could probably live without sexo, but he's not over here. He's in India. So I'm not going to meet him in real life, which is a bit of a shame. But I do get on really well with him, actually. He's a really lovely person, but he's been very much there for me lately in message, like really there for me. And I was quite shocked, and like showing me where he works as well. I got to meet some of the staff he works with on video camera, going to them and I'm thinking, this is also surreal. And he's shown me his room where he lives and stuff. And I'm like, wow, you know, and he's openly supports me and the work I do for Asexual. So he's a real sweetheart, actually. So I'm really glad that despite his like misgivings, if you like, despite the fact he's a bit like full on like, I'll move with you now. And I think he's probably like that with a lot of women because probably he does want to move. He has got a really nice heart, I think, as well, despite the fact he's not perfect, you know. So I just like, you know, thought I'd share that really because I thought he was a nice person. The ship name is Raven Wolf, if anyone ships. Oh, ship name is Raven Wolf ship. I don't know what you mean. What, a real ship? So yeah, so that's been interesting. Yeah, he's video chat with me quite a bit recently. So, but he doesn't talk sexual stuff to me. So that's another reason why I really do like him, because he doesn't talk sexual stuff to me. Like, he only talks about romance and kissing. Well, he doesn't. He like blows me kisses. It's so cute. But I am a little bit attracted to him more than a friend, as you can probably tell by that. But yeah, it's a shame he'll never come over here. So another one bites the dust. But yeah, but he'd be happy for me if I met someone over here anyway. So, but you know, it's just I get on well with him. He actually is really good looking, and his clothes, I get clothes attraction. His clothes are lovely. You know, and he, you know, he's better at messaging English in message than he is at speaking. See, I've got a little bit of a thing for this guy. But yeah, so, but I do, you know, like it's nice that I've got that person who's been there for me a lot when I didn't expect it. Shippers, basically like fans, but of a relationship. Oh, shippers, basically like fans, but of a relationship. Oh, I'm not quite sure I understand that, but I'll probably have to read it back 10 times or something. Fans, but of a relationship. Oh, I know this guy supports a lot of LGBT plus stuff, but you know, he would be, it's a shame he isn't really over in the UK, because he would be a good person, because I know that he wouldn't care that I'm asexual. He'd be proud to be with me. I know that about him because he's always public about stuff all the time. You know, I think he watches his channel occasionally, so hello to him. So yeah, but yeah, so I think, you know, like I understand it. I have heard these things before. Oh, right. Sam will have to explain it to me another time then, because I've not heard of it at all. I'm like, oh. So yeah, so what was I talking about? I've talked about Indian guys, and now my mind's just gone completely gaga gaga. Scheduled in for Monday, laugh out loud. Oh yeah. Put it in me and Sam Skype every Monday, which is good. That's our quality time together. So Sam will be like explaining what that is on their list of things to explain to me, probably. But yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, so you know, I think it's a shame that people stereotype asexuals. You know, a lot on their Facebook dating. You know, like people that are contacting me are looking for casual relationships. It's like, why is the point of even liking me when I clearly state on my profile that I'm looking for a serious relationship? You know, I guess they're entitled to like me though, but it's just kind of like, I'm not looking for casual. They're all pretty much looking for casual stuff on there. There was a pansexual on there though. A guy pansexual, so I was quite happy to see someone different, and there was actually a polyamorous person on there as well, not asexual but polyamorous. So there are some poly people on there. Actually, I think I've seen a couple of poly people on there. So it's nice that Facebook dating does have more, but they don't tend to show the genders of the person. They just you just like search for either male or female. I think it's just male or female you can search for, and it comes up like, this is all the males and this is all the females, I think. But I just look for males. But it does say on my profile, woman, but this is not shown on your dating profile. This is kind of a bit weird. I'm like, okay. And, you know, it's a shame that it doesn't, you know, like have sexual orientations on there and stuff like that. Facebook could actually improve what they do. And like preferred age range, I do put, there is filters for that, so I keep changing it. I really want a younger guy, but it's like, it's kind of hard to get a younger guy, right? Younger guy. Sam, a lot of them just don't read. I used to get pics of mare stuff randomly sent to me. So disturbing. I agree with you, Sam, that they don't read, you know? Oh, hello, Megan. Lots of love. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. It's a full house tonight. Wow. Thanks for the thumbs up. Yeah, a lot of them don't read. I understand. Yeah, because I say to them, I said, did you see my bio? Yeah. Have you read it? Yeah. And then they start talking about sex. I'm like, clearly you haven't read my bio. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's just, there's less people though have contacted me. Since I've been on Facebook dating, I've actually put about the fact that I don't want sex. There has been less people. Oh, look, there's one person that's like me now. Oh my God. Here are some likes that you may have missed. These won't have the preferences that you told us. Sports fanatic. Yeah, I hate sport. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. Me in 2020 is a cat. A cat in the box. Yeah, 2020 is a very strange year, but actually, I personally have had the most progress in terms of getting stuff done in business-wise in 2020 than I probably have done in any other year. Like, I launched 2 asexual courses this year. I got them finished. I've done the bulk of the Asexual Guide to Sex book this year. I've produced other products that I've sold. So yeah, I've had a very productive year. Same says my life. Susan. Hello, Susan. Nice to see you. And so, you know, and so I think, like, there's a quote out of a famous dance movie, and it's not about what you've got, it's about what you make of what you've got. And I also think that applies to the situation as well at the moment. You know, it's not just about what we've got in life, it's about what we make of what we've got, and we need to focus on what we've got, not what we haven't got. My life. I've almost fully finished everything info-wise on my dragon species and gown. Oh, and grown as a person, sorry. I thought it was a gown. I've almost fully finished everything info-wise on my dragon species and grown as a person. This is really good. And hi, Susan. Yes. Hello, Susan, to you. And so, yeah. Oh, my life's got the hearts. Yeah. It's nice to see you. This is my Disneyland Paris mug, by the way. When I went, it's got a little bit of water left in it. So, well, I went to Disneyland Paris for their 25th anniversary. Look at that. And so I always love it when I look at Disney stuff and things like that, because it makes me feel so good. And I think that's what you have to focus on, like positive stuff during this time, like Disney stuff for me. I love Disney stuff. I have my Father Christmas blanket on. I don't know if you've seen it. Look, this is Father Christmas blanket. But I haven't got my Christmas decorations yet, but I will be getting them. I can't see my parents for Christmas this year. It'll be the first year I've not seen my parents for Christmas in years. My life, I missed you. Every time I was going to pop in, I got to the party too late. Oh, thank you. Lots of love. Yes, I've been like, because I started a new full-time job, for those of you who didn't know, and I've been furloughed for the last few weeks, but I've had a lot of other own work to catch up on, rather than just sit at home wasting time. And so, you know, and so I go back on, well, this week, I go back. And so, you know, and so that's a lot of hours. And so I haven't been able to do a live stream as often as I like. So I say this is still a daily chat show, but there's been a few days I've had to miss out more than I would like. Like even this week, there's been a couple of days, like last night, I had a lot of work to do and I wasn't feeling great either. So I kind of like had to get that done. Because before I go back to my day job that I've been furloughed from, there's kind of a lot of needed to do. So, you know, but because I work full time now, it's kind of, sometimes I get really, really tired because it's both physically and mentally, emotionally demanding, my job, in lots of ways. So I've been like, you know, I've been getting used to that. Obviously, I got fibromyalgia, so my body's had to get used to that as well. But the products are nice, the customers are nice and stuff. So it's good, you know, job. It's near where I live, so that's all good stuff. which just takes some time to get used to. And also, you know, because I've got to juggle my book writing and, you know, that and other things I do, blogging and everything. I need to do a blog post soon. But it's nice you miss me, my life. I haven't seen you. I did notice you weren't on here for a while. Oh, my life, I have extra good news. My mum fully accepts my asexuality now. Oh, that's good. That's ace in my life. Yeah, that's really good. I'm glad your mum fully accepts your asexuality. This is really good. It seems that you're getting on better with your mum as well, which is really nice. It's very important. Very important, you know. So, you know, this is a crazy year this year, I think, very crazy year. But I think there's some good stuff as well. You know, like Sam's got their life partner. And you know, we have to be grateful and thankful that we're all alive here at the moment. Do you know what I mean? There's some people that aren't right now. So you know, it's kind of like crazy that we're in December 2020. We've made it through to like the last month of the year, which is great. But yeah, I can't see my parents this year, but I'm seeing one of my best friends has come in to spend 3 days with me for Christmas, and Sam I'm seeing on the 20th before Christmas, who's my best friend. And so yeah, that's really, really good. But I've got some best friends to see. Yeah, the best friend that's coming over Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, they're spending with me, so I'm not on my own, because I really love Christmas, and like not seeing my parents is very difficult. Hello to mum and dad, because my dad watches his channel. My dad likes spying on me, bless him, about this channel. He likes taking life advice and tips, no doubt. But yeah, it's going to be difficult this year, you know, without them, because I'm used to it. But it's going to be different. I'm just going to think it's going to be different. I'm still going to absolutely love Christmas. My best friend's got a 3-course meal he's bought me, and I can't wait to eat it, and I can't wait to spend time with him. It'll be really, really good and different. My life, it happened when she came in my room after seeing an article randomly pop up on her Facebook account about top 10 famous asexuals in history. After reading it with me, she was like, there's nothing wrong. Oh, that's good. That's really good. Susan, I could write a 50-page book on why I'm asexual. Susan, have you got my Asexual Perspectives book yet, Susan? This is like over 450 pages. So yeah, this is Asexual Perspectives. If you didn't know, this is my book. I use it quite a lot, read from it quite a lot. And so basically there's 46 asexuals in there and me. And they talk about all different types of things like love, life, and sex, what their differences between sexual attraction, sexual desire, arousal, and all the rest of it. It's come out since then. This was a proof copy. But yeah, so if you are interested in learning about other asexuals as well, the link's down below in the description to this one. And I'm currently working hard to finish my second book for asexuals. With it still continuing convo. Oh, sorry, my life. Then I asked, so I'm not broken, and she said, no, you're not broken, you're just unique. Oh, this is great. So yeah, so my life's mum came. So yeah, so just to reiterate the chat that my life's saying, and that's great, Susan, that you could write a book. You should get to it. My life, it happened when so my life's mum came into a room after seeing an article randomly pop up on her Facebook account about top 10 famous asexuals in history, and after that she said to my life, there's nothing wrong with it, and that my life is not broken, they're just unique. And I think that's very true. You know, I love asexual love. You know, personally for me, I believe, I'm obviously biased because I'm asexual, I believe asexual love is the very purest form of love that you can ever get. It's the most beautiful love in the world for me personally. I mean, I haven't found the right asexual guy for me to love in a romantic way yet, but I personally think, you know, that it is the most beautiful form of love. Oh, Megan agrees. Megan's got an asexual partner as well. There's 3 people in this chat have all got asexual partners, you see, so it can happen. I just haven't got mine yet. I'll probably be one of the last people to get my asexual partner. You know, he's probably busy with study or something. He'll turn up when he's ready. My life, I think the universe did it, and it gives me hope about my other queer identities. It's really good. Yes. Yeah, it's law of attraction and think everything happens for a reason. Yeah. I think it's good. I mean, there is some kind of weird things I don't know if I should mention, but basically, if you talk in your phone, the phone can detect what you're talking about and end up showing you adverts just based on speech nowadays. And you're not, I found that out. It's very weird. Like, I haven't typed something in my phone, I've said about it, and it's shown as an ad. So it seems like they've got stuff in the software of phones that recognizes what you're saying and shows ads to you, not just where you click on. It's a bit spooky, but it's true. She might start to be okay with other things if she gives a chance to read about it. Facebook listens to you, yeah. Facebook does listen to you, I think, and so there's lots of other places like Google. I think they hear the voice on the when you speak in the microphone, and they then come up with stuff. So I didn't know about that before this year. Recently, I know that obviously, I mean, with adverts, because I've done marketing and stuff before. If you go on a certain site, you get what's called a pixel, which is a little, basically, dot, if you like, that goes and follows you around the internet. That's why you always see ads once you've clicked on something. You've seen all the related ads to it. But it's a whole different thing entirely when you've never actually clicked on anything and you're just speaking on your phone to your friend or something, and then all of a sudden this random thing pops up that's what you've spoken. So obviously they've got must have detection in phones, which is why there's so many conspiracy theories, isn't there, with people watching you and stuff like that. But if you think about it too much, you just go crazy, because you're like, everything's connected to Google now, isn't it? And then if your brain goes on the tripwire like mine does sometimes, like, oh my god, all the Terminator stuff's coming true. My brain goes off on one, like, oh yes, they got this voice detection, all the robots are taking over us, really, this is how it's all coming on, isn't it? But you just gotta, like, kind of like be like, the ghost in the house talking into mum's tablet. Asexuality is valid. What is asexuality? Asexual people, asexual memes, asexual flag, asexual history. Mum's tablet, days later, top 10. Famous asexuals in history. Well, I know someone who said they had a conversation in their phone, just in their phone, and they never actually typed it in anywhere, and it came up an advert about what they said, and they were just talking to a friend on the phone. So they've obviously got something in there. And I did something a few weeks ago, and I got the same thing. And I thought, I haven't typed that in. I just spoke about it. And it was, like, but I have had my phone sometimes today, even. And I've been saying stuff on my phone. Google has started, randomly coming up by itself, like with the words that I've been saying. I'm like, oh God. This is why there's a lot of things going on about phones at the moment, isn't there? And 5G that's coming in and everything like that as well, because it's like world's been taken over by technology, which it will be, because obviously it's inevitable. You know, mine's Android. Mine's an Android phone. Mine's an Android phone, but I think it works. Like if you phone, like, usually I use Facebook Messenger mostly to do my phone on, but not always. Sometimes I phone people on the actual phone itself. But I think like, yeah, exactly, the blank face. Yeah. So if you speak into your phone, you can get adverts come up with stuff you just on your phone. I didn't actually know that was possible, but it seems like it is. So yeah, I don't know what they put in the phone. But like, this phone's connected to Google. Like, I could not get this phone without connecting it to Google. It's like, why do I keep getting religious and sports adverts? I'm not into either. So if you had spoken to someone in the phone and said you're not religious or you're not interested in sport, then it would come up with the sport adverts and religious adverts, because you've used the keyword religious or sport. That's why you get it in there. My life. Like, oh yeah, it's spooky. I go into weird things on my channel that's got nothing to do with what I'm originally talking about. Yes, usually iPhone and Samsung are only things that spy on people. Oh, mine is a Samsung Android phone. Mine's Samsung phone. Megan, Space Ace, I haven't spoken about sports on the phone, maybe religious stuff. Have you ever told me, Sam, you hate sport on Facebook Messenger or anything like that? Megan, haha. Susan, I looked up something. It said asexuality is an illness. Well, that's completely not true. Asexuality is not an illness at all. Asexuality is a sexual orientation that's a lack of sexual attraction and or little to no interest in sexual activities, if you want the full definition by Wikipedia. Sam, not on the phone. I use PC. Yeah. I know. You got mad, Susan. Yeah, it's horrible, isn't it, when people say stuff like that? I don't know where you saw that, but you know, it's very old. It's very old hat, isn't it, Susan? It's very like, you know, like old school, like people talking about asexuality being an illness, you know? I mean, I get, you know, you get stupid stuff like people saying, oh, like a lot of people, guys say to me, oh, I respect your choice. And it's like, you know, it's not a choice, it's my sexual orientation. The other day I said to a guy, so, you know, are you choosing to be heterosexual, are you? And the guy, I know, one of the guys, like I get all the time, like, oh, have you had sex? And I'm like, it doesn't matter whether I've had sex or not, it still doesn't change my sexual orientation. And the fact I don't want it now, you know what I mean? So I appreciate you, Susan, saying you got mad. I would be like mad, you know, like it's just infuriating, isn't it? My life, me, face out of existence. Oh, bless you. Sam, maybe they just think I need exercise out loud. It's disgusting when people are like that, Susan, says Sam. Oh, definitely, it drives me nuts, says Megan. It is. Sam, it's not a choice any more than other sexual orientation. I haven't had sex. That doesn't invalidate my asexuality as I don't experience sexual attraction. Exactly. My life. I think they just don't like cake. But, you know, I appreciate you getting mad, Susan. You know, it's not nice. You know, we get all the, like, I hate it. On the Facebook dating scenes, we were originally talking about this when I first started chatting. And, you know, like, I keep getting, when I say I'm asexual, I don't like sex, they automatically ask me, so have you had sex? And it's like, whether I've had sex or I haven't had sex, if I don't want sex now, what the hell does it matter? Do you know what I mean? It doesn't matter, does it, at the end of the day? I mean, like, I'm asexual, but some people just don't actually want sex that aren't asexual. You know what I mean? If you don't want sex, you don't want sex. Why even bother going in there? My life, they're jealous. We like Sam. I don't like cake. My life, they're jealous. We like cake and they don't. Same, never have done, never will do, said Megan. Except proper fruitcake, Sam likes. Susan, why does asexual have to do with cake? Cake is cool, cake is better. Oh, Susan, right. So there's a joke in the asexual community that cake's better than sex. So a lot of the time when you enter the asexual community, you'll find that there's a lot of jokes about cakes, and it's like asexuals prefer cakes to having sex. I personally can't eat cake because of all the food allergies I've got, but I understand the meaning behind it. Yeah, there is something on my asexualise.com site, the blog that's down below. The link is below in the description. It actually tells you the full meaning behind the ace cake, how it came about. I did an article a while ago about it. So if you want to go to asexualise with an S rather than Z.com, it will take you through. And if you just search in my articles, I think it's one of the most popular articles anyway, so it probably come up popular articles. What's the reason behind the ace cake joke or something like that? Sam, oh, my life, garlic bread. Sam, garlic bread, I'll take the whole loaf. My life, tea and cats. I hope you're not going to eat the cats, my life, unless they're chocolate cats. Milo says yes. Megan, cake, garlic bread, or if you like to be more like yourself, I like Taco Bell. Sam's, I love tea and cats. My life, yes. Tacos. Do you pronounce it tacos or tacos? Sam, never been to a Taco Bell. Not sure if they have them here. Nick, hello, Nick. Nick is Megan's life partner. Asexual, they're both asexual couple. I like chocolate mouse pie. Chocolate mouse pie! Megan says, "Hi, hey Nick. Chocolate mouse pie. I hope that's like not a real mouse. Well, it can't be, I don't think, unless it's chocolate with a real mouse. Ugh. My life, hi Nick. Nick. I'm not gonna be able to pronounce that. I can't even pronounce that. I give up. Hi Nick. Moose. It said mouse. It said mouse pie. Moose. Chocolate moose pie. It said mouse. I love this show. Moose. Torcos. Oh, moose. That's better than mouse. Oh, I was picturing you can get. Megan the Curse is like, what's going on? You can get sugar mice. So my dad eats sugar mice. You know, like actual sweets. You can get a little mouse which is made out of lots of sugar, like a sugary syrup thing. So my dad usually likes actual sugar mice. They're not real mice, but they're made of sugar. Sam, I thought it was taco. Yeah, I thought it was Taco Bell. I thought that's how you pronounced it, Taco Bell. Or if you want to be posh about it, Taco Bell. My life, sugar. I know I'm allergic to sugar, so I can't eat them myself, but my dad likes them. Yeah. So, and also, me and Sam at one point went to like a Harry Potter themed style bar in my city that's closed, sadly. And in there, you could get like eyeballs and things in the drink, not real eyeballs, but like sweetie eyeballs in like potion drinks. It's really good. My life, oh yeah, I can't have sugar. So it was really, really interesting. That, you know, you could get all these weird and wonderful potion drinks with like sweets and stuff that were Sam, it was delicious. Yeah, I really wish that place would reopen, called the Cauldron Inn in Exeter. It was really good fun to go there, but it's shut down. Megan, reminds me of a Super Mario bar we have in my state. Oh, that sounds cool. It was really, really nice. Really nice. But, you know, Susan, my favourite food is stuffing. Oh, well, that's good. I'm like, I can't eat stuffing usually unless it's gluten-free, wheat-free, sugar-free, yeast-free, everything other free. So they used to do, there's one company that used to do basically allergy-free stuffing. So sometimes I used to get it and it hadn't got any, it was like sage and onion, but it was no wheat, no gluten, no yeast, no spelt or anything. My life, as a witch, I respect that place. Which place are we talking about? Taco Bell? Or are you talking about, I don't know which place we're talking about. My life, I love stuffing too, Megan. Stuffing with gravy. We should just all talk about food for the next time. Oh, I can't eat. What can I eat? I can eat health bars. Oh, I had some rice noodles tonight. Rice noodles are one of my ultimate favourite foods. I absolutely love rice noodles. My life, the one with the potions and gummy eyes. Ah, right, okay. As a witch, you respect that place, the Cauldron Inn I was talking about. Sam, gravy. I love gravy. I even have tried gravy with chips and cheese now. Gravy, yes. I think it's important to talk about food when you're dating as well, seeing as we're originally talking about dating on here. Because like there's certain things like I can't eat duck. I used to have like 2 ducks that visited me as a kid. And so I can't stand to be with a guy that has duck because it's like the smell of a dead duck just makes me want to vomit, quite frankly. And I know there's people that probably eat duck maybe in the stream, but I just can't stand it because I used to have like 2 ducks visit me every single summer when I was a kid, and they're like my friends. And so like when I was on Facebook dating, there was a guy that liked me, and one of those things he likes to cook is duck, and I'm like, don't think this is going to work somehow. Nick, I ate borracho beans and rice. My life, fry gravy. Oh my god, we got fry gravy now. Megan. Oh, I also remembered there's a place called Dracula's Winery. Wow. My life. Ooh. Susan, they gave us such a bad name. Megan, I do not eat duck, period. They're cute creatures. Yeah. I've got a real thing where I don't want to be with a guy that eats duck. You know, I just think they're too cute. The only time I thought they weren't cute is when I saw a male duck grab hold of the neck of a female duck to try and mate with her, and I'm like, oh my god, is that what sex entails for ducks? That's disgusting. It really put me off. So Sam, I have ended consumption of all meat now. My life, I want to taste the wine. Yeah, I like rice noodles. Like, I love rice noodles. I find they're really, really tasty and different because I eat the same foods a lot of the time because I've got lots of food allergies. But I did try some potatoes a few days ago, Monday, that were in like all these different herbs with no sugar or wheat or gluten in. They were really tasty. Megan, I want the wine too, but I'm 1 year too young. And 20th birthday is this Saturday. Oh, you're happy 20th birthday, Megan! At least our nickname's Ace. Yes, our nickname's Ace. I thought you were going to say something about Nick, which is Nick's in the stream, who's Megan's other half. At least our nickname's Ace. Yes. My life. I'm 18, so I feel that too. Oh yes, happy belated birthday, my life, because I don't know if you were here on the 18th. Sam, have soon to be the 20th. Megan, yeah, happy soon to be the 20th. Yes. Wow, this is great. In the UK, you can drink wine from when you're 16 years old. I think, as far as I know, you can drink wine when you're 16, can't you? In the UK, unless it's changed now, but you used to be able to. Yeah, but it's horrid, says Tam. Susan, what? My life. My partner turns 18 next month. Wow. Wow, lucky. It'd be the only alcohol I drink in my life, honestly. I don't drink alcohol. I gave up alcohol when I was 19 in birth certificate age. So I haven't had alcohol for a long time. I think there's been a little tiny bit in chocolate, sugar-free chocolate, I think. But I haven't actually had any alcohol. Sam, I quit alcohol last year. Yeah, usually your skin looks a lot better when you're not having alcohol, and also your liver has to work overtime to get rid of the toxins the liver produce. To get rid of the toxins that alcohol produces, your liver has to work extra hard. So I always think it's best if you don't put an extra strain on your body, especially as time goes by. I think you've got a lot of strain on your body as it is. My life, alcohol is not to party with. It is a drink to be drank with elegance and respect. Oh, bless you. Yeah, I mean, I do the partying, but I don't do the alcohol. So when I go out clubbing, I'm not drinking one drop of alcohol. It's just bottles of water I have. But obviously, I'm there till the end at 2 a.m. in the morning. And the other people, a lot of them are like drunk quite a bit. It's quite funny. And I'm there going, woo! And they're like looking a bit tired, some of them, but not all of them. So there's quite a lot of younger guys where I go clubbing usually. Obviously, I can't go clubbing at the moment. And because they're not open. And so, yeah, but I find it quite amusing that I don't drink alcohol and I'm very, very lively and energetic without it. Megan says, right to my life. I'm a gentleman, says my life. Good for you. Alcohol is something I used to cope with being around people, so I needed to quit it completely. Yes. When you use alcohol or anything as a means to cope with something, it's not good because you then become reliant on that thing like a drug, and so that's why it's not good or healthy. So it's good that you recognise that, Sam, and quit. Susan, I love coffee. That's your favourite drink. Ah, right. My favourite drink's water actually these days, or herbal tea or fruit juices I like as well. I've got at the moment tonight I bought last night now because we've gone to Thursday morning. I bought a tropical fruit drink. My life, I like to party rave style, but she'll not miss using alcohol. Sam, mine is a char latte. Tea, woohoo! Actually, me and Sam and some other asexuals, we used to go to this bar in my city and it had red berry tea, and I absolutely loved their red berry tea. Whenever I had my tummy was being a bit like anxious, I used to have the red berry tea and it solved all the problem. Like having the red berry tea just really meant that I was like like my tummy was settled and everything. Tea is a drink of the gods. Oh, bless. Says my life. Yeah, I don't drink normal tea. I haven't drank normal tea for years because I don't have caffeine. Megan, I love Pepsi. Susan, colleges have parties when people during underage. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the place I go to is like a bar with lots of foreign guys predominantly, but they do have British guys as well. But it's a bar and food place in the day, and then at night it turns into a club. My life, why I don't like colleges? Well, because they have parties with underaged people in them. Yeah, I've been to night school college, works place for an ace. Yeah, I mean, not many asexuals go clubbing, I don't think. Like, I love to go clubbing, but not many asexuals do because it is highly sexual a lot of the time on the dance floor, you know. But because I've been in heterosexual relationships in my past for half of my life, I kind of like more used to it. But because now I know I'm asexual and I've got more confident with boundaries, then I feel a lot more safer being amongst sexuals than I used to because I'm very boundary driven now and I know what I don't mind them touching, what I do mind them touching, what they're not allowed to touch, if you know what I mean. Um, oh, the worst place for an ace is colleges. College has a lot of bad things happen, almost nobody gets caught. Yeah, I mean, for me, I liked college better than school. School, I was bullied badly and it was horrible and I couldn't get away from them. For me, college in the UK was much better. I was able to have some friends. One of the friends I had was Asian. This is probably why I like foreign guys because I was doing after my A levels, I did a PA course for a year. It's high diploma in administration / PA course, and there was some Asian guys that came in the course for 3 or 4, I think it was, and there was one guy called Bakit, and he was like my really good friend, and he used to go back to his country and bring me gifts, and he got me a tape, and it had this song called Habibi, which means my love. And I just remember I used to play it all the time and loved the song. I thought he was good looking as well. And he invited me back to his flat though. And this is going back quite a lot of birth certificate years ago. And because I didn't like sex back then, even though I didn't know that asexuality existed, I was like, no, because I didn't want to go back to his flat, even if he just meant it as a friend, because I didn't know how he meant it and what he expected from me. And so I said no to him. He was all about me visiting him, but I just thought no, because you'll probably want sex and I don't want it. And so I didn't even want to risk it. And so years ago, I've always been asexual and just didn't realize it, you know? Oh, Megan, yeah, makes me paranoid. Oh, what about the bad things happen? No one gets caught. Susan, I kind of want to go to Navy school because they're not crazy. My life, US colleges are horrible. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I don't. Thanks for the thumbs up. I don't really know much about US colleges because I'm not in the US. I just know that the UK school I was at is horrible. I hated being there. I couldn't escape really from bullying. But in the college, you used to go class, and then you can go out of college and go into I used to go into the city centre, look around shops. That's what I spent my lunch breaks and breaks in between class doing, just going around. I hung around with guys because that's how I got to know that I prefer being around guys and girls a lot of the time. Because when I was with girls, I always got left out. When I was with guys, it was okay or good if I was around foreign guys. Like I said, my friend Becky. I really used to like him. I've actually tracked him down last year on LinkedIn. He's married now with children, back in his country. So it's, but he looks so much older. Like, I must look at the side of him at least 30 years younger in birth certificate age. And I think he was older than me at the time, but not by that much, I don't think. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like really weird when you see him now. He's like an old man. It's like, I'm so much younger than you. But then I think, like, sex, marriage, kids, that kind of ages people, in my biased opinion. Did you get physically bullied? Says Susan. At school, it was mental and emotional. I got physically asked to fight. I got asked to physically fight, but I refused to in school, secondary school. But I got bullied in primary school as well by my so-called best friend's brother and his mate on a hopscotch. They were threatening me. It was horrible. Oh, and her brother locked me in a garage once. But, you know, I could go on and on about horrible stuff, but I don't really want to get into all that because there's no point. But yes, mostly in secondary school, I was bullied, mostly emotionally, like repetition of nasty things. You know, so yeah. Sam, I was physically and emotionally bullied in school, hated school, lots of anxiety attacks. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I remember there was a girl and she used to want to pick a fight, and I just kept saying, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to fight you, you know? But I always have more problems with women than blokes. That's why I get on better with blokes. A lot of the time I speak to more guys than girls. I have got one female best friend, though, since 2012. So I do have one really, really good best female friend. But she's got, I would say, some male traits. You know what I mean? So that's probably why I get on so well with her. Because she's not a typical. She's very feminine in lots of ways, in the sense she wears quite a bit of makeup, wears quite can wear sexy outfits, wears a lot of like clothes that support her womanly figure, all that type of thing. But in other ways, she's got male traits, as in the sense that she could drink a guy under the table usually, but she doesn't really drink much anymore. And she's not afraid to, in the past, like, she's got a loving partner now, but she wasn't afraid to fight guys if she needed to. And she'll really stick up for me. And I was always protected when I was with her physically, because she would, you know, anyone comes near me, she wouldn't have it, you know, she's very protective like that. So it was really funny once, because we were walking back to the train station and she was getting a train home. And this homeless guy was trying to sell flowers, like roses, and I think he thought we were a couple. She was laughing, going, who do you think the bloke would be? And the bloke would be her and I would be the female, if that was true. I'm not lesbian, neither is she, but it was just like really funny. This guy thought we were a couple. It's hilarious. Like, we were just saying, who do you think that he thinks is a butch one? You know what I mean? Because usually, I'm stereotyping here. Sorry, I'm stereotyping. I don't like stereotypes, but usually, quite a lot of the time, in a gay couple or lesbian couple, there is usually one person that tends to be a bit more boyish than the other. A lot of the time, but not always. So yes, Megan, I'm the same way. I've always gotten along better with guys than girls. Nowadays, I try to get along with both. My life, I have health insurance, so I'm going to get a doctor and talk about possible transition plans. Oh, my life, that'd be so awesome. Susan, are more females asexual? Traditionally, Susan, yes. There tends to be more females that are asexual, and also more aromantic asexuals. So those that lack romantic attraction as well as sexual attraction, there tends to be more of those in the asexual community. Which means if you're like me and you're into guys and you're looking for a romantic relationship with a guy, it kind of cuts down quite a lot of the asexual population. I've only ever been attracted to guys. So the fact there's more female asexuals usually than males means I've got less to choose from. The fact there's more aromantics, or aromantics as most people pronounce them, asexuals, those that lack romantic attraction, than sexual and sexual, lack romantic attraction and sexual attraction, they're asexual, aromantic. you know, and a lot of them don't want relationships. That makes it harder again to find someone for a partner, for me, because I'm just not attracted to any other gender, but you know, guys, cis guys usually. And so yeah, that limits, and the fact that I like younger guys and foreign guys, and particularly Indian. Susan, I'm aromantic and asexual. Ah, that's good that you're here. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, there does tend to be a lot of aromantic asexuals. Um, so that's good that you're here. Thank you for coming in. And valid. Yeah. I mean, all asexuals in the asexual spectrum I cover on this channel. So every asexual is valid. And, you know, it's just harder, I think, the more you narrow down your choice, the more harder it is to get the right person if you're looking for romance. I'm romantic asexual, so I really look for a romantic guy partner, you know? And so for me, I do pursue dating and relationships a lot. It's a big part of my life. Susan, there's only 7 million asexuals. That's a lot of asexuals. Yeah, that are known of. Yeah, 1% of the population. Yeah, I think there's probably a lot more. But obviously, asexuals are. I bet there's 1,000 something aces that don't know their ace. I bet there is lots of aces that don't know their ace. There's also a lot of asexuals on the more sexual end of the spectrum as well. There's a lot of those. So they, you know, they're kind of like borderline. Some of them, you know, like sometimes they do experience sexual attraction infrequently, but there's quite a lot of grey asexuals that are into quite a lot of sexual stuff, which is fine, but it's just, I think it's difficult for them to find a partner as well, and it's also difficult to be with one of them if it's kind of like, for me, I find it hard because like the grey asexuals are usually too sexual for me, but I've got great areas, so I tend to fit with them better in other ways. Um, Great ace, yay! But I'm closer to ace, and right, okay, yeah. I mean, I identify as a heteromantic grey A asexual younger cougar who doesn't like sex, just kissing, hyper romantic as well. It's heteromantic. So yeah, I'm a female asexual cougar, and like they're like, what the hell's that on dating sites? I'm like, well, I'm into younger guys, but I don't want to have sex with them, basically. Megan, definitely. And with the information they can now access, it may reveal there are more aces out there than we thought. I think so. Susan, why would an asexual person have sex? So there are a number of asexuals that will have sex because they're with someone who isn't asexual. And just because asexuals lack sexual attraction doesn't mean to say they can't function sexually and still enjoy some asexuals still enjoy the physical pleasure that sex gives them, despite not experiencing sexual attraction. So in this book, I talk about the differences between sexual attraction, sexual desire, and arousal and stuff like that. It's all explained in the Asexual Perspectives book. But I'm actually doing my latest book. It's called Asexual Guide to Sex, because there are a number of asexuals out there that are either having sex already or they want to try it and they don't know how to do it because they're asexual and they're curious to know. And that's how my latest asexual. This is my last book. It was released in 2017. It's published in 2017. Asexual Guide to Sex is my latest book I'm working on, that I've been working on since June last year. It's got 19 asexuals in it. Well, me and 18 others. And so I've interviewed all the asexuals that have had sex in the past, or some of them are still having it. And so I've asked some very strategic questions, but this has been a really edited book because of the, you know, sensitivity of the topic and because of the safety aspect. So the Asexual Guide to Sex is showing the good, the bad, and the ugly, or fugly as it's known, about sex, you know. And it's real and it's raw and it's from that heart, and it's, some of them have had flashbacks describing events because it's the good, the bad, and the ugly. Well, fugly. And so it's been very cathartic process for some of them, but also difficult. And, you know, like, as a book writer and editor myself, it's kind of like a very big skill to be able to have people that will confide in you for the book and share their very personal stories with the world and feel safe enough to be able to do that with me, editing their stories with them. They get to like say everything about, you know, like everything about it. So yeah, I hope that's, yeah, so some asexuals, they're curious to try sex season. Some of them have got a partner that isn't asexual and they're willing to give it a go. Some asexuals do experience physical pleasure as in stimulus despite not having sexual attraction. Some have tried it because they didn't know they were asexual. Some people like me, I had sex in the past because I didn't realize that there was another option. I thought that's what you're meant to do in a relationship. I was in, and I actually had, I have high levels of arousal but zero sexual attraction, and I mistook my high levels of arousal years ago for sexual attraction. But I never looked at my exes and ever thought when I was in a relationship with them that I wanted sex with them. I never looked at the thing I wanted sex, just that they wanted it, and I just let the last long-term relationship I had, I just let him get on with it. What's the kind of hang on a minute. My life, arts and crafts with cuddles by the fire, drinking hot chocolate while watching Hotted is more than enough for me. HTTYD is more than enough for me. My life, there's many reasons some aces have it. My life, attraction equals action. HTTYD, How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, I've got a How to Train Your Dragon book, my life. And I've watched the 2 of the movies, I think it is now. I love that film. Susan, what's the kind of asexual that doesn't have sex? Well, there's different types of asexuals that don't have sex. One is just because they don't want it, they're not interested in it. But like someone like me who doesn't have it these days is sex repulsed. So if it's someone, an asexual that doesn't have sex and doesn't want it, and they repulses, and you be an asexual that's sex repulsed. If it's an asexual that just doesn't have sex, you're an asexual that doesn't have sex. Some asexuals can be indifferent to sex, so they don't care about it one way or the other, whether they have it or not, or they're indifferent to sex as in it doesn't bother them talking about it, but they're not really interested in having it themselves. Some asexuals can be sex positive. I mean, I am happy for other people that want to have sex. I just repulse for myself. But a lot of asexuals that are sex repulsed, they're repulsed to talk about sex. They're repulsed to actually have anything to do with it, if you know what I mean. They don't want to talk about it with sexuals. They don't want to hear about it. They just want to vomit when they hear about it. So, do you know what I mean? There's different types. I did a video a while ago about sex repulsed asexuals and all the different types, you know, because you get the sex repulsed, like a completely, I don't want to hear about it, don't want to talk about it, switch it over, switch it off, don't tell me about it, don't want to hear about it, don't even want to hear the word sex because it makes me want to vomit. And then you've got the other ones that would vomit if they physically try to do it, but they could talk about it, or, you know, if they hear about it, they're okay with it. And then you've got like people like me who is sex repulsed for me personally, but I'm not for others who want it and it's consensual and they don't enjoy it, you know. So Susan, I can talk about how terrible it is. Yeah. Have you tried it before then, like I have? My life, I'm sex repulsed asexual, but have a sexual side joke, ship, writing, books, and dance wise. My life, I just don't want it. Yeah. So with me, I can talk about sex, obviously, because obviously I'm writing the Asexual Guide to Sex book. So if I couldn't talk about, and I'm actually very good at talking about sex. It's one of the topics I'm really good at talking about, but after a while, I repulse myself. So I've got to be very careful. So I'm very good at giving advice about it, really, because I have quite a lot of experience in the past, and I've tried lots of positions because I just let my I don't know if I've ever told you this on the channel. I'm sure I've told you at least once, but I'm putting it in the book anyway, that I once bought my last long-term ex, a pocket book of different, you know, because he was looking in this bookshop at a book and it had lots of different sex positions with real people. This is going back a lot of years now. and in birth certificate age, and you know, there's lots of pictures, and when I'm with a boyfriend, I don't like him looking at other women naked. It's a thing that I don't think should be done. I kind of feel like it's cheating. I hate it. I don't like nudity anyway. I'm nudity repulsed asexual, which is quite rare. Sam's nudity repulsed as well, though. And so, you know, I just don't like it. And so I got this thing where I don't like my partner to look at other naked women. I think at the time I was having sex and I was being naked with him. So I'm like, I think a guy should be looking at me, not the women. Right? It's got me. And so anyway, he looked at this book and it had like real men and women sex positions, right? And I'm like, okay, well, I'd rather him not look at that. So I bought him this pocket book of Kama Sutra, which is different sex positions, cartoon type of book, right? Just drawing. And I just thought he could look at it because he likes looking at that type of thing. Because I never thought, because I'm asexual, about anything else, but he would like to look at the pictures and the positions just for something to do because he liked that. He was interested in it, right? Like a textbook, you look at something and you read about it. I didn't know that he was going to want to try all those things out with me. And so I'll be putting this in the Asexual Guide sex book. He was then trying all these different positions and I just let him get on with it. I'm like, he was all about, this is this position, this is this position, this is that position. I'm just like, oh, okay, whatever. Because I wasn't interested in it. You know, I was just kind of doing it because I thought it's what I meant to do. And I'm like, whatever, do you know what I mean? Like, I just let him get on with it. So, you know, it's just like, you know, so yeah, so with my life, I can talk about sex jokes. I can make quite a lot of them, actually, probably worse than some sexuals can. I'm quite a sexy girl, even though I don't want sex. I have sexy dancing a lot of the time, even though I don't want sex. And so, you know, it's just kind of like interesting. My life, I just don't want it. My life, to me, it's gross. My life, the actual physical act of it. Megan, that reminds me, I do want to know from you, Sandra, but how common are sex repulsed aces? Good question, Megan. I would say they're, well, when I first went into the asexual community, I thought the majority of people that I came across asexual were sex repulsed asexuals. Because I ended up talking to a lot of asexuals that were sex repulsed. This is like over 5 years ago, so 2014, actually, 6 years ago now. And the majority of people I talked about back then were many sex repulsed asexuals. But now, I mean, there are a few groups, free groups on Facebook that are for sex repulsed asexuals, and I do run the asexual no sex, Asexualise asexual no sex dating group on Facebook, and predominantly there's mostly sex repulsed asexuals in there, but not all of them are, because it's just for those who don't want sex. They don't have to be repulsed by it, they just don't want it for them. And so yeah, but there's still a few grey aces in there as well. But yeah, so but now the more and more I talk to asexuals, I think a large proportion still are sex repulsed. But I end up talking to quite a lot of grey asexuals. I think there's more and more grey asexuals than I thought there was. But I'd still say probably there's more repulsed by it than not repulsed by it. I don't have a statistic on that, unfortunately. But yeah, the people that I come across, a lot of the people that I come across are sex repulsed asexuals. But with the guys lately, a lot of the guys that I talk to, if they're on the more grey end of the asexual spectrum, some of them actually want to try sex, and then I'm like, well, it'd be no good you being with me because I don't want sex ever again in my life, so that kind of cuts them out. And it kind of makes me think, what's the difference between having you and a sexual guy then? Do you know what I mean? You both want sex at the end of the day. Susan, I mean, it's really just gross. Yeah. Yes. Megan, yeah, hearing the word makes me sick. I only hear it because I want to stay. Yeah, Susan, it's the 20th century. How's it still a thing? My life, I desensitized myself to sex through my nerdy scientific and psychology side. You'll be very interested to know that there's someone in the Asexual Guide to Sex book that talks about sex like a scientific textbook, giving you a little insight in there into one of the stories. That when they do it, it's like going through a scientific textbook. It's very interesting. This is why the Asexual Guide to Sex book, despite the ironic title, is going to be so important for the history of asexuals. I really do believe it. It could change the course of sexuality as we know it. because the Asexual Guide to Sex book shows asexuality, what it really truly is. Like, when you read that book, you can't deny asexuals don't exist or it's not a real thing, because it's the whole mentality and the feeling that asexuals get when they're having sex or had it in the past. You know, it's the mindset, the feeling, and how they think about it is completely unique and different to every other type of sexual orientation. You know, it's like, it's not normal for someone to say sex is like role playing a scientific textbook, but obviously, like My Life said, they think about it as scientific and psychology side of way. That's like this person in the book. So, you know, it's completely different to anything you'll ever read. Susan, 21st century. My Life, me and Sandra twinning. Megan, I only ask because the people in a Discord server I'm in says that repulsed asexuals are rare and hard to find. Oh, right, okay, Megan. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I know in 2014 there was a lot more around that I used to talk to. You know, I used to spend more time in those groups because I am sex repulsed, but I guess over the years I've become like more like discovering about myself and stuff, and then I've discovered a lot more groups where there's a lot more going on. I mean, there's one group called Non-Vanilla Aces on Facebook, and I thought it just meant people that are slightly different asexuals, and I like passionate kissing despite the fact I don't want sex, and I like to do that with my clothes on, but I think I call that my grey area, because it's sexual behaviour despite the fact I have zero sexual attraction whatsoever. I don't want sex. But when I went in this non-vanilla aces group, it's actually asexuals that like BDSM stuff. And I'm not into BDSM at all. At the moment, I'm still in the group, but I don't really go in it. I've stayed in it because I've obviously, for a few reasons. One is because I need, in case I need anyone out that group for a future book at all. And two is because I might, you know, I just kind of like, I don't know. I guess it's mostly for future books or any research I need to do or anything I need to know to help other asexuals, really. But I don't usually go in there very much because it makes me really repulsed, because I hate BDSM stuff. It makes me feel sick personally. I know there's some asexuals are into it. Personally, it just makes me feel sick. And so I don't go in there, so I don't see the posts come up because I don't usually go in there. But when I went in there, people are dressed obviously in different outfits. People are talking about ties ups and stuff. And I'm like, oh God, I feel so sick. So I could just leave it. But I kind of like feel, because I help asexuals, that I should know a bit about, be aware of that type of thing maybe. Megan. My Life, I'll have to pop out in a bit. People are texting me. Oh yeah, I think I'll have to go soon as well. My Life, much love and light to you all. Mwah. Lots of love, My Life. Nice to see you. Oh, we're the same, Sandra. I think a book on how different aces view BDSM would help society understand things. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's asexual perspectives. I talk about BDSM in this book, so there's 47 asexual perspectives on BDSM already in this book. It's not the whole book; it's a little snippet of every single. But I asked that, what's your view on BDSM as an asexual? So that's already in this asexual perspectives book. So people can get that. Yeah, anyway, I think I'm gonna go because everyone else is kind of going now, and I've been streaming for nearly 2 hours. So yes, anyway, I'm gonna love you and leave you for now. I want to thank everyone that's been in chat. My Life, Susan, Sam, Megan, Nick, and there was someone right at the beginning called JH, I think. Oh, JM. So JM, Sam, lots of love, lots of love. My Life, lots of love. Megan, lots of love. Nick, lots of love. Susan, lots of love. Lots of love to everyone. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here in chat. Really appreciate you. Don't forget to share this channel with your friends. Anyone you think might want to come and chat and be part of this community, I'd love to have them as well here. And it's been really interactive tonight. I've loved every minute of it. Thank you so much. Don't forget to tune into the next live stream or video. And I will see you soon. And don't forget to keep embracing your quirky and each other's. And thanks for all the like, love. I really appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Lots of love. And I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye, Susan. Bye, My Life. Bye, Megan. Bye, Sam. Bye, everyone. Bye, Nick. Lots of love to everyone. Bye. Nice to see you. Bye.